Budget is around the corner, Trinidad and Tobago, and while budget is around the corner, Kamla Persad-Bissessar promised a heck of a lot of things. The opposition is also calling for Kamla Persad-Bissessar to put a handle on government communications or operate the government with a little bit more, respect, transparency. I don't know what they're calling for. But I'm not even going to talk about that. The point is that Kamla Persad-Bissessar promised a lot, and there's a lot to deliver upon. I want to take you back actually to 2020, because Kamla Persad-Bissessar spoke mainly about diversifying Trinidad and Tobago's economy. And I agree with her back then, and I hope it is still the stance today, where the government wants to diversify Trinidad and Tobago's economy and move towards a more privatized economy for Trinidad and Tobago. So coming out of budget 2025-2026, we hope to see a lot. But this here is one of the promises by Kamla Persad-Bissessar.
App Development Investment Program. Over the past 5 years, absolutely nothing has been done to diversify our economy. We intend to address this when we get into office by implementing a number of strategies. You know, every one person in your lifetime has had a $1 million idea. Everyone has had a great idea, but probably never got off the ground, mainly because of lack of funding. Today, in the digital age, there are tremendous opportunities in business to develop apps which people can download on their devices like this, the mobile devices. These apps cost very little money, relatively, and they can earn significant revenues. Let me remind you, the Uber app, for example, costs about $100,000 to develop. Do you know how much it's worth today? Today it is worth $30 billion, that Uber app. Our entire national budget is just $7 billion. Candy Crush was developed for a cost of $30,000. It is now worth $946 million. In TNT, we do have an overwhelming number of bright, tech-savvy young people full of ideas. We intend to harness their energy and their entrepreneurial spirit by launching an app development program which will be open to all our citizens, young people, regardless of race, religion, color, social or economic position. To execute this program, we intend to partner with an independent organization. So how will it work? Young people from all walks of life will be invited to pitch their ideas to a panel. A panel will evaluate their proposals and then make recommendations. The panel will evaluate and make recommendations. We will then act as angel investors, that is the government, a UNC government, and we will fund the development of the selected apps. For our investment, government will retain 49% of shareholding in what could turn out to be the next Facebook or Waze and other such great projects that have come to pass in this digital age. So all we need is for one, just even one of these apps to hit big, and we'll cover all our investments, taking a giant step towards diversifying the economy and at the same time earning significant foreign exchange, earning significant revenue to fund our other projects. In addition, we have a plan for a biotechnology, using biotechnology businesses to grow the economy, to create jobs, and of course, create revenue streams and earn foreign exchange. Our country has a lot that we have great comparative advantages in. As I've said, it's not just sun, sea, and sand. We can find that in many other places. So this thing about sun, sea, and sand tourism, yes, we will not discourage it, but there is so much more we can do. We have a unique comparative advantage that we can leverage growing global demand in biotechnology businesses.
So, and most of those, not most, but she has already started some of them, because the government launched an AI platform where you can go onto the AI platform and ask questions about court cases, how to do this, how to do that, how to do the other, in a much seamless manner. Also, the government, Kamla Persad-Bissessar's administration, also seeks to bring about a more diversified way of interacting with the government and making payments online, particularly when it comes right now, at least, to paying tickets online and stuff like that, right? Anasi, all right, that's the name of it. Anasi is the AI that was launched by the, did I say it Anasi, right? Oh, all right. So government have, these things are being done by Kamla Persad-Bissessar's administration. I want you to compare, majorly compare, because Camille Robinson-Regis was in charge of digital transformation before they moved over to some Go Green Foundation ministry that they had launched that never went green. And they didn't produce anything in 10 years. Kamla Persad-Bissessar in the first 5 months now give you an AI, give you a more digital way to pay your tickets, give you a more diversified system, brings in the India payment, we call it, what was it again? The uni something, can't remember. Anyway, but bringing across the universal payment system, I think UPI in Trinidad interface in Trinidad. So there's a lot that is happening by Kamla Persad-Bissessar's administration. I think the true test of it will be, as you always see on that on her flyer thing there, or her podium, is 50,000 job creations. That is still something that should come through. Kamla has stated to the people of Trinidad and Tobago to wait for the budget 2025-2026 to bring about significant changes for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So we wait to see that. But this budget presentation must be one that is people-centered and it really puts people first. And I know that most of the money that is being spent, I don't know, I'm making a projection here that maybe the highest amount of money may be spent in education. And because Kamla Persad-Bissessar has always been an advocate for education and schools and enhancing the youth's future. And if she specifically and significantly speaks about youth development in Trinidad and Tobago, we may see a major chunk of the budget going into education come Monday. All right? I think the second majority might actually be housing, because they campaign a lot on housing. Or it could actually be national security, given what is going on with Venezuela today and given the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago. But whichever it is secondary, the Prime Minister and the government will have a lot to do. And they'll have a lot of funds. They need to allocate a lot of funds to, firstly, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because, I mean, the government really did campaign on making Trinidad and Tobago better. Now, I know for a fact that they cannot do this in just 5 months, and we should be giving the government 5 years to make significant progress for Trinidad and Tobago. But persons already complaining about CPEP, URP, deforestation, and so many other firings that happening, whether it's in sports, culture, wherever it's happening at, people already complaining. People saying that, y'all campaign on this and we getting released. Now, Kamla Persad-Bissessar is saying that she's getting rid of corruption and getting rid of ghost gangs, and she don't like ghost gangs and she like people. And she also promised to hire a mass load. She plans to mass hire in the public sector. And well, a lot of economists came out and said it's physically impossible because the state don't have the funds. But Kamla Persad-Bissessar is saying that she'll find the funds, she'll make the funds available, so we will see. But budget 2025-2026 is on Monday. One of the things that I want to see for budget 2025-2026 is a more privatized economy for growth and a plan to really boost the private sector, small and medium-sized businesses, majorly or majorly, to boost that sector, to allow for persons to hire in the private sector a little bit more and to allow for private sector growth and development. So therefore, no more can persons just rely on the government. And maybe in the future, no more you'll have to rely on URP, CPEP, and other things to survive. You will actually have a paying job in the private sector. More so as well, public sector 10%. I know they are looking forward to their 10% increase, and Kamla Persad-Bissessar did promise that the Finance Minister Devendranath Tanku also spoke significantly about that 10% increase for public servants, which we will see if it comes on Monday or not. So the country will be looking on, and I will be looking on also